Namaskar. Good morning. And it is good night for me. It's about 10:30 p.m. in the night, but I'm very happy to be there because education is our passion. For people who are in academia, it's more than a job, it's a vacation. Not vacation, it's a vocation. So we take it very seriously, and more importantly, the situation where we are in. The entire world is facing a pandemic, an unseen enemy, but that's upended everything, right from the normal way of living to major programs. This COVID-19 has upended, and more than ever, international collaborations are needed. So I just would want to thank Bharatiyar University, the School of Management and Entrepreneurship, along with their International Affairs program, and Kumaraguru College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, with able support from Shastri Indo-Canadian Institute. So it's very opportune conference, and I am very glad to know that Bharatiyar University has been doing this for a while now. So I'm indeed honored and humbled to be participating in this event. So where are we? So without collaboration, looks like while because of this COVID, people did not travel and then physically collaborate, I haven't seen any virtual collaboration like this in my 23 years in United States and previously in England and then previously in India. I haven't seen such a vibrant collaboration. So this I am witnessing. In just past 2 weeks, I guess Bharatiyar University has called me 2 times at least in collaborative events. So that is a very laudable event. And more importantly, such virtual collaborations are also being meaningful. They are not draining the resources. People like me can sit in my dinner room and use the dinner table as my official desk and start collaborating. So this is very important. So what does this collaboration do? The collaborations are taking universities and academic setup to the next phase. And countries are unlocking their potential. So this is what this conferences all would do. I'm normally used to showing a lot of, I'm a scientist and an engineer by training. So normally I do a lot of show and tell. Similarly, I'll show a lot of show and tell using books. Books are one able companion, right? So I was recently reading a book, Reimagining India, Unlocking the Potential of India to be an Asian Superpower. If that has to happen, people have to know each other. So if President Biden has to talk to Honorable Modi ji, first they got to know each other. That familiarity has to kick in. So the university education should transform from being basically a brick and mortar structure using a blackboard. Then blackboard became a whiteboard. Now everything is done on flat screen television screens. Okay, so the metamorphosis is happening. To do that, one has to get familiarized. That warmthness. So that's what these international collaborations do. It's not that somebody in Harvard or somebody in Princeton is great. So it's not like that. It's availability of opportunities and the network they build. So what is it is not that I'm not saying the people are not doing great work. Great works can be done everywhere, whether in my remote village on the banks of Tambrabarani, that's where I hail from, a small village, Alvar Trinagari, or the place what I am sitting, one of the world's leading cotton research centers in the world, that is Texas Tech University, which is a state university like Bharatiyar University. What is the thing that distinguishes is the network, the connections these academics and the research scientists have all over the world. So that's the first step, modal padikettu. So universities have, so collaborations are very key, very important to establish the prestige, and that when the prestige builds up, your resources build up. when resources build up, you will get good faculty to work, and then you will get good research scholars to work, and of course you will get good students who are passionate in education and what they do. அது ஒரு ripple effect மாதிரி தான். So that will kick in. So this is what important. So what is that the universities in the West do? I am not here to preach. Rather, I am only sharing my experience. Lord Krishna in Gita says, Bodhayanta Parasparam. I only get enjoyment by talking to you, Arjuna. So do you. Similarly, I get enjoyment by talking to Dr. Gunasheelan or Dr. Bharani or to all others gathered. So that is an exchange of ideas. So the universities have clearly categorized 4 main functions. Western universities, particularly American universities and Canadian universities. I'm talking about American, that includes North American as a continent. So they have categorized 4 functions of a university. What are the functions of university? First and foremost, universities universities have to teach student, right? So it's not simply teaching, but the teaching should translate into student success. Adha modalla. If there are no students, we will not have university. So the important stakeholder are the students. So on the students, I just keep them admitting into your course and grant them some degree based on their performance. That has gone. So the importance is emphasized on student success. One of the aspects of student success is not classroom education. It's actual experience, and one form of experience is study abroad program. Particularly at Texas Tech University, if you are enrolled in any engineering program, whether it's a mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, computer science, or petroleum engineering, it is immaterial. If you are enrolled as an engineering student, you got to have study abroad experience. Undergraduate level, study abroad. They are emphasizing it's a mandatory credit. Panniye aano. So, what is the purpose? You can be a stellar engineer, but you are not able to use the skills to solve global problem. Adana mukyam. That is what Western universities, particularly Canadian and American universities, insist is how are you going to translate your ideas and knowledge you gathered and put to good use for the global solving of global problems. So study abroad. That emphasis has become so great, and that need is being felt so great now because the pandemic has highlighted that a single country or a single entity or a single university cannot solve the global problem. The whole world has to come. I don't say that all the nations in the world, but there needs to be collaboration. This is what is imbibed in India. What this book says, unlocking the potential. India has been doing it. Even 2,500 years back in the Tamil land, சங்க இலக்கியங்கள்ல சொல்லியிருக்காங்க யாதும் ஊரே யாவரும் கேளீர் அப்படி இருக்கு. So that is there. Whether it is in the southern part of India or the northern part of India, this bringing people together to solve problem has been part of their DNA. And that has become more prominent during this pandemic. Then I'll give you an example. How did this happen? For example, the first vaccine that was approved is by an American pharmaceutical giant called Pfizer, one of the world's leading biomedical science giant, pharmaceutical company. But they didn't do it. They collaborated with a small company based in Germany called BioNTech. They are very good in messenger RNA. So this is messenger RNA based vaccine. So you see, even though America is the superpower, I'm just saying it for the sake of saying, but it needed some collaboration. So the technology was already in the work in Germany, but it was a small company. They needed some big company for logistic reason to make it available to the world. So Pfizer, which is an American medical giant, collaborated with a biotech company, molecular biology company based in Germany, and they formed Pfizer BioNTech to release the first approved vaccine in the world. So, there again collaboration matters. This is transatlantic collaboration, right? So, Canada and America are part of that American continent. So, if you take that way, an American and an European collaboration. Similarly, AstraZeneca, which is an European giant, that has to collaborate with an university entity, Oxford, and they release their own vaccine, which is not yet approved in the United States, and another startup company based in Boston, in the backyard of Harvard and MIT, Moderna. So they were also releasing the vaccine. Similarly, 2 vaccines were released in India, but what happened was India was in a good position to manufacture it for the global feeding. So you see this kind of connectivity. So some 20 years back, New York Times famous columnist, New York Times is one of the leading broadsheet newspaper published out of New York City, Thomas Friedman. So he visited India and then interviewed then one of the leading administrators and leading directors of Infosys, which is an Indian IT firm, IT giant, Nandan Nilekani. So out of the chat they were discussing and they were telling, how could this miracle happen in India? Well, Indian trained engineers and scientists, particularly engineers, were going mostly to America, getting rich. While they are getting rich, they were able to send money to India, and then Indian economic situation was booming. I'm talking about 1990s and early 2000. And then they said that the world has become flat. There is no wall, there is no boundary. And he wrote a book, Thomas Friedman wrote a book based on his interaction with an Indian company and an Indian company executive. See, whether it is a vaccine development or a vaccine manufacture or transfer of ideas. This is an economic idea he is throwing out of the world, that this IT revolution or science revolution has removed the barriers. உலகமானது உருண்டையிலேருந்து தட்டையா போயிடுது. So people from China could travel to America, people from Timbuktu could travel to America, people could go to South Africa to Melbourne. So when this kind of connectivity happens, என்ன நடக்குது? Access to knowledge. அதான். So the first thing the university should do, I'll give you the 4 categorized points and then I will stop. First thing the university should do is to educate students, but that education should make them scholars. Okay, anybody who has gone through 4 years of education becomes somewhat expert in what they have learnt. So they are becoming scholars, but that scholarship should not just be used only for their purpose. Okay, I did my BE from IIT, or somebody says they did something from somewhere, go to another country, make money. That's good, but that's not alone the purpose of education. The education should make them scholars, but those scholars should put their knowledge to the benefit of the world. In other words, they should be a citizen who cares for others. Who is a citizen? A citizen is somebody who cares for others. In other words, who cares for the country. Adan citizen, prajai. Then he should not only limit to his own country. He should look for the well-being of the world. So global citizen scholar. So a university, the 21st century university, should train not simply students, it should train citizen scholars. It should not simply train citizen scholars, it should train global citizen scholar. Adukku enna venum? There needs to be collaboration. So there is a saying in Sanskrit, Vasudha eva kutumpakam. The whole world is one entity. In the tolainokku parvai, this broad thinking should come. To do that, collaboration is necessary. Okay. Second thing, you got to be constantly curious of things, what is happening. And we have to plan. Aduthaan research. What is research? Research is nothing but curiosity. So, big universities or the universities of the 21st century first should train students, not just simply classroom training. They should make them globally aware. ரெண்டாவது, whether it is English literature or sociology or engineering or science or medicine, they should get the fundamentals. Once they get the fundamental, they should think. They should be creative. அப்பதான் problem solving வரும். So what can an English literature man do or a lady do? He can help to communicate better. So I will try to weave everything up to the pandemic situation. First, I have told you, until you know what is going on around the world, you may not be able to see how could a guy sitting in Pfizer know some technology has been cooked in Germany, and the awareness. அதுக்கு தான் அந்த global citizen scholarship சொன்னேன். Second, research வந்து this pandemic originated in Wuhan in China, right? So on the analysis mindset வேணும். So the research need not be researchனா scientist மட்டும்தான் research பண்ணணும் இல்லை. A English major can also research because one has to improve communication, but that communication should not be for scientists. If we are simply communicating to scientists, vaccines will not fly. You got to communicate the positive aspects of vaccine to a common Joe Blow. ஒரு ஜானோ ஜாக்கோ ஒரு ராமோ ரஹீமுக்கோ கம்யூனிகேட் பண்ணணும். அதனால the English major should communicate with a scientist and a doctors. If you go, you see all the way, whether it's a health secretary or the ministers or the teachers or your collectors, they have to communicate. அவங்க communicate பண்றதுக்கு the ease of language should be there. So research need not be only science. Science பண்றவனுக்கு தான் researcherனு பேரு கிடையாது. Right? Analysis, thinking, creativity. Then service. The third aspect what American, Canadian universities insist, ஒரு காலேஜில் பேராசிரியர் ஆகணும்னா 4 வகையான செயல்களை செய்யணும். ஒன்று teaching, second is research in their own field, and then that research has become boundaryless. Nowadays working in silos. நான் கெமிஸ்ட்ரி படித்தா கெமிஸ்ட்ரியில் தான் ரிசர்ச் பண்ணுவோன்னு சொன்னால் நியூ ஐடியாஸ் ஆர் நாட் கம்மிங். So multidisciplinary research is the order of the day. Third one is service. You got to do service. படிச்சதை you got to let to the community know. First your own community. For example, if you are a management guru, you should first convince your other peers, other management professors and other students to buy in your new ideas, your marketing ideas, your principles. Because marketing is needed and economic analysis is needed. If you are developing a vaccine which a common man in India cannot buy, what is the purpose? So that research you should involve management people, economics people and logistics people. How are you going to distribute the vaccine? Ella management. Parungo, science. Whereas developing a vaccine is based on basic molecular biology. Infectious disease. Adu penicillin eppiyo kandupidichadu. But the same process. But now as the world has advanced, and what did I say? Thomas Friedman told, based on the discussion with Infosys Nandan Nilekani, that the world has become flat. So information has to spread quickly. Right? So that's service. But the fourth arm is very, very important. And that has become more clear during this pandemic is you got to do outreach and engage with the society. If your research is of no use to the society, right? If the research what American Pfizer company and BioNTech in Germany has found, same thing, India's one vaccine is based on this AstraZeneca's technology, right? So that whatever the research you do in one corner of the world should benefit the entire humankind. Otherwise there is no purpose. So the fourth thing is very important is outreach and engagement. Adha nama collaboration nu solrom. So the theme of this conference which Bharatiyar University, Kumaraguru Institute and Shastri Indo-Canadian Institute is doing is collaboration. And the collaboration oda much refined and sexier term nu potukongalén. That is nothing but outreach and engagement. Idu naal irukanum. So university setup is like a table. A table has to have 4 legs, 4 கால், 3 கால் இருந்தா stool, 4 கால் இருந்தா தான் table. So a table needs 4 legs. Similarly, universities of the 21st century should stand on 4 legs. First and foremost, educating students to be a global citizen scholar. Second thing is carrying out research which have translational value. சும்மா பேப்பர் பப்ளிஷ் பண்ணுறதுக்காக ரிசர்ச் பண்ணக்கூடாது. பேப்பர் பப்ளிஷ் பண்ணுறது ஒரு ஆஸ்பெக்ட், பட் தட் இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் வாட் யூ புட் இட் இன் பேப்பர் ஹேஸ் டு பி யூஸ்ஃபுல் டு த சொசைட்டி இல்லையா? அதுக்கு டிரான்ஸ்லேஷனல் ரிசர்ச். தேர்ட், யூ ஷுட் டூ service to the profession and service to the society, and a focused form of service is engaging with the society. So that means you should take the problems that are impacting the society. To say that malarial disease eradication, viral infectious disease eradication, water safety, environmental safety, cancer reduction, இந்த மாதிரி சொசைட்டியை இம்பேக்ட் பண்ணக்கூடிய டிசீசஸோ இம்பேக்ட் பண்ணக்கூடிய ப்ராப்ளம்ஸோ யூ காட் டு டேக் இட். அண்ட் சச் ப்ராப்ளம்ஸ் விச் ஆர் ஆஃப் குளோபல் மேக்னிடியூட் cannot be solved by a single field or a single discipline. You need to have an interactive mindset with people in multiple disciplines. So multidisciplinary research. So teaching, research, professional service, outreach and engagement, it is nothing but collaboration. இப்படி பண்ணா என்ன ஆகும்? If a teacher or a professor or a student is trained in this, then he becomes a global citizen. Either Valluvar says, everybody knows Valluvar, Thirukural, right? This is one of the golden book for us. I keep two books. Right hand side is Gita, left hand side is Thirukural. Kekadingo, yen left la idha vechu, it doesn't matter. But I'm just telling you, Kural and Gita, I always keep it and use it in many of my lectures. This is the thing. If you are trained yourself into these four aspects, or training the students or research scholars into these four aspects, you live according to Thiruvalluvar. He says, Yadanum nadamal uramal ennoruvan sattunayum kalladavaru. So he says, if you keep studying, if you keep this inquisitive mind, padikano, நாலு பேரோட இன்டராக்ட் பண்ணணும். That means you should have communication skill to be a global scholar. அப்படி இருந்தா the whole world will like you. இதான் கற்றோர்க்கு சென்ற இடமெல்லாம் சிறப்புன்னு நம்ம சொல்றோமோ. அது வள்ளுவர் ரிஃபைண்டா சொன்னார். யாதானும் நாடாமால் எல்லா நாடும் ஊரு தான். So there is no discrimination that you are from Coimbatore or I am from Tirunelveli. It doesn't matter. So people will like it. So this is what the next phase of universities should do. And people should constantly create the habit of reading. You don't need to read chemistry. You don't need to read engineering. You can be a scholar in history, but apply that knowledge to the benefit of the society. This Lord Krishna says to Arjuna in Gita. If you do like this, that is tapas. You don't have to go to Himalayas. You don't have to go to Tibet and do tapas. This itself is tapas. Anudvekakaram vakyam satyam priyahitam chayat. Swadhyayabhyasanam chaiva vangmayam tapa uchate. Of course, it's in Sanskrit, but the beauty is swadhyayam. That means keep studying, keep thinking. Swadhyayam eva tapas. The greatest penance is learning and sharing the knowledge what you learnt with others. You see, I'm a hardcore scientist, but look how Gita and Kural, these are gems from our own land, has helped. Let's think that the 21st century education will give 4 valuable inputs: education, research aptitude, service mindedness, and then engaging with society to solve the problem. That will only happen if people interact around the world. And I am really glad that the institutes like Bharatiyar University, private institutions like Kumaraguru College, and international programs like Shastri Indo Institute are doing. And I wish this program a great success. Be safe. God bless.